People of YouTube, right here, the Malik Aaron, and today, we're doing another review, and it's of a more or less recent movie that kind of depressing, honestly, and it is Star Trek Beyond. Now, if you don't know, on Twitter, here's my little name. It's at Malik Aaron 17. If you want to check it out. But I usually do like Twitter teases and whatnot, of reviews. I just get like a little image and I do a little description. That's what I do. Star Trek Beyond, what I put might be considered controversial by a lot of you Star Trek fans. And I put, did this movie kill off the modern Star Trek movies? And I know a lot of you are going to be like, no. But think about it. If you really think about it, it kind of did. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not that this movie's bad. It's actually pretty good. But circumstances surrounding it caused it to underperform, which leads to the modern Star Trek series future in question. And they're going to be saying, no, Star Trek 4 is in production. It's going to happen. Well, I don't see anyone being that excited for a Star Trek 4. Unless, I'm just not looking into it properly. But, let's just go through the backstory of Star Trek Beyond so I can explain what went wrong or, what caused it to underperform. So Star Trek Into Darkness happened, got a bit of a mixed reception from fans, but still made a lot of money. And so a third Star Trek movie was inevitable. And it was originally supposed to be directed by a dude, Roberto Orci, who, wrote, the 2009 Star Trek and Into Darkness, right? But things happened. I think creative differences, maybe. Then he left. So, they had to get someone else. And they're wondering who will do it. Well, they got Justin Lin. If you don't know, Justin Lin, he made Fast and Furious 3 through 6. Yes, 3 through 6. Then he left. And then it went to James Wan, who went to F. Gary Gray, and who knows from there. So, anywho, he got the gig to make Star Trek Beyond, and all the cast was returning. They got Idris Elba as the villain, and I'm like, okay, this is going good. Got Simon Pegg as the writer. Everything was going relatively smoothly, right? But then that first trailer happens, and boy, it was bad. Really bad. No one really liked that trailer. Everyone roasted it. Everyone's like, Fast and Furious in space! And whatnot. And I don't think it was that bad, honestly. I think it's clear it needed more work. It was not ready to be released to the public. And Simon Pegg himself disliked the trailer because it wasn't an accurate representation of the movie. Right? And when your own writer, and one of the stars of this movie, when he says he doesn't agree with it, it's a bad sign. So, yeah, it didn't go over well with anybody, really. So I had to wait a couple months for that hype to die down and whatnot. Then the second trailer happened, and it was a lot better. Much, much better. Big improvement. Actually made me want to watch the movie this time instead of be like, ugh. So yeah, it was getting some upward momentum. And then they're doing like a big old thing like at Comic-Con last year for the 50th anniversary. They screened it there. It was a big old thing. I'm like, alright. But like the opening weekend was less than the other two. Because the other two had pretty big opening weekends. And some people would be like, that's normal. Well, its declines were not normal. Second weekend fell 60%. Well, close to it. And then third weekend, another 60%. That's mainly due to the fact that when it was released, the summer was competitive. It was like a live or die scenario. I mean, this came out July 22nd. The week after that, it faced Jason Bourne. The week after that, Suicide Squad. So, it was rough. That's some rough competition. And ended up underperforming. It lost like $50 million last I checked. It didn't break even. So now the whole Star Trek reboot series is now in question. So that's a bit backstory of this. And, everything that led to what happened. So now I'm going to read you this little paragraph because those things still exist. So from director Justin Lin, producer J.J. Abrams. So J.J. Abrams didn't direct this because he was busy with Force Awakens. And I'm positive he's not doing Star Trek 4 because he's busy doing Episode 9. So now he's with Star Wars. So producer J.J. Abrams comes one of the best reviewed action movies of the year. That is true. This movie got great reviews. So dispatched on a rescue mission to the farthest reaches of space, the U.S. Enterprise is ambushed by Krall, who wears like a Scooby-Doo mask. It looks... I'm glad it didn't go CGI, glad it did practical, but it just looks... It looks silly. So he's a ruthless enemy sworn against the Federation. Crash landing on an uncharted, hostile world. Captain Kirk, Spock, and the crew are separated with no means of escape. Only Jayla, a rebellious alien warrior, this chick in the white and black, this chick, played by Sophia Boutella, who was in Kingsman, and in that awful Mummy movie that came out this past summer that completely bombed. I know it wasn't her fault. It was Universal's fault. But yeah. So she can help them reunite and find a way off the planet and erase, I guess, time to stop Krall's deadly army from triggering an all-out galactic war. So this movie starts off with literally almost a parody of, because they've been like in a year in space, so things are gonna happen. He says like everything's episodic, and it's almost like a weird parody. It's not like the Orville, but it's kind of a bit of self-referential humor. I was like, nah, that's all right. So Captain Kirk, he's having problems, just like, I don't know if I can live up to my dad, blah 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 blah, bunch of exposition. Kirk and no, not Kirk. Spock and Aurora are no longer together. I'm just like, oh, okay. I guess he just wasn't that emotional when he was around her. So I guess that caused the breakup. But who knows? And let's see. So and then Krall happens, wrecks the ship, destroys the ship. That ship is gone. And then they all went to little escape pods and are on this planet, all separated. Scotty is like, was by himself. And that's how he meets, what is her name? Jayla. So he meets her, and then they go on a little quest. Spock and Bones are together. Now, at least a pretty funny moment. One of the only moments in that first trailer that was actually good is that when they were together, and then Bones just like, all right, I know you have my back, and then Spock just teleports, he just disappears, and then Buzz is just by himself. Alright, that was funny. That was good. So that happens. And, let's see, who's with Kirk again? Forget. Ugh. I haven't watched this movie since it first came out. Man, this is starting. Well, if you thought it was going to be a happy review, well, you're wrong. Because I forgot this character's name. It's awful about this. But, Anton Yelkin, who was in this, he tragically died a couple months before this movie came out. So, watching him in this, I'm trying to find him. Stupid thing, it's kind of hard to see. If you can see one in the yellow shirt right here, dude. Yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable. It's like seeing Paul Walker in Furious 7. It's just, ugh. And it's gonna be the same way when you see Carrie Fisher in episode 8. It's not, ugh. It's gonna be rough, and it is rough because it's just sad. Sorry about being depressing for a little bit, but anywho, back to the movie. So all of them do their little thing. They all eventually meet each other. Aurora and Sulu and a couple other members of Starfleet are captured, rounded up by Krall. You learn backstory about Krall. And then, Kirk manages to help him escape. Because of a big old plan where he has a bunch of him everywhere. There's a Kirk there, a Kirk there, a Kirk there. It looks so fake. I'm sorry. But, yeah, he does this thing. Everybody's, saved. And, they find a ship, they boot up the ship, and then they leave, and then a big old battle happens, and a big old fight happens, and then Kirk wins, Enterprise wins, everyone's happy, back to space, roll credits. That's how it ends. Well, that's a more abridged version of how it ends, but it's generally the same. So, what do I think? Really good. It should have done better, honestly, but circumstances just, I wouldn't say fail, just underperform. That's the best way of putting it. All the cast is good. They've been good since the original. And the big old plus, they got rid of that character from Into Darkness, from that new character who was just horrible. She was so bad. And that infamous moment where she was just in her bra and just pretty much in her underwear for the sake of sex appeal. Yeah, she's gone. I'm just thank goodness. Thank the Lord she is gone. Because the last thing I wanted to see was her again. So yeah, that's a big old plus. The effects are really good. Sometimes they could be a bit spotty, but they're mostly consistent. Story is pretty simple, pretty easy to follow. And yeah, I think this is a good, if this was a 50th anniversary gift, then I think this was a pretty good gift. It's better than a Sonic 06, I'll tell you that much. Not that type of anniversary gift, but it's a pretty good anniversary. So I want to give this an 8 out of 10. Very solid. But, I guess, I heard Star Trek Discovery, everyone hated it at first, at least before everyone saw it. But from what I've heard, it's a good show, but it's on CBS All Access, and nobody wants to buy that. So, that's kind of stuck. So, yeah. So yeah, if you're a Star Trek fan, you'll adore this. I know it. If you're casual, you might enjoy this. You're probably gonna have to watch the other movies, the other reboot Star Trek first, in order to get some of this. But yeah, I mean, it's still pretty. It's not hard to follow, really. Oh yeah, 8 out of 10. Recommend it. It's pretty good. It's a shame some good movies just don't do well. That's just the sad, sad truth about it. So yeah, that's that. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. I will see you all next time, and I am out.